Do it or ditch it time, where we determine if an attraction or experience is worth doing or getting rid of entirely. And today, it's all about Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress over at the Magic Kingdom Park in Walt Disney World, a classic attraction that came out of Walt's mind and the World's Fair that has been in Walt Disney World for an awfully long time. Many people consider this to be a classic attraction. And today, we're determining whether or not it's worth doing or ditching. We took a poll and asked you, our Kingdom team, what is it that you think you should do? Is it worth your time at Magic Kingdom, or should it be replaced or upgraded entirely, updated, if you will? 85% of you said, yes, it's a classic, I do it every single time, and 15% said, yeah, no, update it or replace it. We do get a lot of comments from our Kingdom team out there on social media. We take a look here at just some of them, where Teresa says, it's a must-do on every trip for my family and me. Amy says it's such a piece of history, knowing this is the only attraction Walt worked on for Walt Disney World. That's a great point. And then, of course, Brad there says, this is difficult to choose between because while it's a classic, it could use some heavy renovations, and especially the last scene. Now, I believe Adrian, who we even pulled up even further here in terms of comments, he kind of hit on that too. He says, I really enjoyed this attraction. Basically, what it comes down to, though, is he doesn't think Walt Disney himself, if he was alive, would have let the attraction just sit sort of stale all this time and not been updated through the generations and had more of a better ending. At this point, it does feel very sort of late 80s, early 90s in that final scene. And so he makes the great point that, maybe it's worth updating there at the end, that final scene overall. And that seems to be the majority of the comments that we're hearing from people is, yeah, update it. We love it. We'd just like to see a few more things added to it because it is such a classic attraction. Joining us now from Walt Disney World, our Walt Disney World reporter, Mr. Gared Hassel, in front of Carousel of Progress. Gared. Gared, your thoughts. Is this a do it or a ditch it for you?
Yeah.
Repeat it.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it, man. This attraction, I'm doing it. I'm not ditching it at all. It was created for the 1964 to 65 World Fair in New York, and it is a classic fair at Walt Disney World. I love it because of the nostalgia. Uncle Walt, as many of our King people have said, he worked on this. I love it. I think it's a cute show. It makes you laugh, and some of the scenes are just iconic, whether it's from Rover or from the son looking at dad's pictures, or even where the daughter is using the workout machine. Man, I get the kick out of it every single time. And how can you not love the song? How can you not want to ride this attraction?
It definitely gets stuck in your head. Yeah, it's one of those songs because it plays every time you move from room to room, scene to scene. It definitely gets stuck in your head, and you're like, man, I'm going to be singing this the rest of the day. How about you guys, Tyler, Katrina, doing it or ditching it when you go to Magic Kingdom?
Do you want to go?
I'm definitely doing it.
Yeah?
It's a must do. I mean, almost every trip we've gone on, we've done it. I think I'm always looking at her being like, we're going to do it. And she's like, oh no, which I think I'm giving away kind of her, but
Steal that thunder.
I know. Yeah. But, it's one of those things, like a lot like Gared was saying, it's just very nostalgic. It brings me back to just, I don't even know what, because I didn't, it's not like something I necessarily grew up with, but it still just makes me feel so nostalgic. I think it's because it has that very Walt Disney feel that a lot of productions that he had his hand in did back then, and you don't really find that anymore, where you can tell that it's supposed to be like, this is supposed to be a learning experience, and we kind of avoid learning experiences in theme parks a lot these days now. So I just love it. I think that it could use a little bit of updating, but actually, if you think about the last scene, it still works today. I mean, it gets us to where we are now. I mean, it's virtual reality and everything. This is something that's happening in everybody's house. The joke about the oven exploding and everything is actually something that could probably happen to somebody these days.
Alexa.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they make, Amazon Basic ovens and microwaves and stuff like that. So this could, I don't know. It's like that's where we are. They were actually very smart about the decisions that they made in what the future would be like. But do it, man.
Total do it.
I mean, the spinning theater. We didn't even talk about the theater yet. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something that you're never going to experience anywhere else. For anybody who's never been on it before, the first time that thing moves, it's like a wow moment. You're like, whoa, the whole room is spinning.
Yep.
You know, the only time it's a bummer is, speaking of the song getting stuck in your head, the last time we went on Carousel of Progress,
every time.
somebody couldn't figure out that you cannot stand up during this show.
Oh.
You need to remain seated because they will not move the theater if you stand up. And so we literally watched the same scene 3 times in a row.
Well,
no.
It's
Because-
that and the doors. You can't
Yeah.
you can't exit.
You-
And so someone was trying to exit.
Somebody kept trying to exit instead of waiting for the show to just finish, which is what you kind of have to do. They warn you when you get in there. They're like, this is a 20-minute thing.
Yeah.
You cannot leave.
They really threaten you with
Yeah.
it now, I've noticed.
Yeah, and because
Don't be getting up.
because these people get up, man. I was like, I cannot. I love this show, but I cannot see the same scene 3 times in a row.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna say it. I will say it's a good one-time thing, but I'm gonna say ditch it. Like,
Whoa!
it's great to. I know.
Who is this? Oh,
Bye.
My God.
You know, like,
I have to go back home with her.
wow. Ooh, okay,
Merry
I will say
Christmas.
it's really cool to do like once in a while. I'm not gonna do it every. It's like the Country Bear Jamboree kind of thing. It's just like it's really great to go on the first time. It's like he said, it's really cool to see a spinning room, and then to see the end scene where you're kind of like, I know this was made a long time ago, but it's really relatable, and that's kind of crazy. And then the jokes are funny, but then I cannot go every single time. Like it kills me. Like I would go on the People Mover, like unlimited amount, but I just can't. I can't do Carousel of Progress over and over.
What
and
is
over
it
again.
that makes you go, no, this is totally skippable for me. It's okay.
Because it's long, and then every time we go on, we always get stuck. So I can't listen to that song.
That would be taxing on me too.
Because I love the song and it's great and it sticks in your mind for like the whole day after you see it, you know. But it's just so long.
Yeah.
And you like if you do it all the time, then the jokes kind of like are the same, and so you kind of know. But if you haven't gone on for like maybe a couple trips or something, and then you go back on, you're like, oh, that's pretty funny, you know, that's pretty silly. But I can't do it every single time.
So
like,
not worth your Magic Kingdom time.
I'm sorry.
How sad.
You don't like to hear Orville yell about no privacy? Or?
I'm waiting for him to
No
be Orville
privacy at
Redenbacher and
all.
get some popcorn.
Oh, wow.
There's
Okay.
a twist.
Oh, no, but I like her like working out and like talking about the boy and like, you know, using
Father, I'm indecent.
Yeah, really.
And
So many
that's,
great
like, pretty much
one-liners
it.
in
Yeah,
that
and
attraction. Yeah.
That's like really funny, but I can't do it like every single time I go.
She got paint all over her rumpus room.
Rumpus.
Sorry.
Room.
Sorry.
That's right. See, there's so many great one-liners. Absolutely. Well, Curt, you share with us, sir, do it or ditch it for you.
It's a do it for me as well. I know. I'm sorry, Katrina there,
Oh.
but you know,
Don't
dare
apologize to
you.
I
her.
know.
You never apologize.
I have to do it, especially since it's perfect too when you know you're hot. It's a hot day and you could just get out of the heat for 20 minutes and just enjoy this really comical, punny show.
Yeah.
That is, I got to do it. If I'm in Disney World, I'm there. In fact, I wish he was back here at Disneyland.
I
That'd
do
be
too.
great.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have something like that.
You
Does
know?
Groot go with you?
Oh, of course, he goes with me everywhere.
He does.
Yeah, I don't leave the place. without
Whispers sweet nothings in your
Yeah,
ear.
yeah.
That's, yeah.
him. You think I just do this for this show? No, this is for every show he's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's a part of you now.
Exactly.
It's a bit of an appendage. That's good. Well, very nice. So another do it. Gared, let's jump back out to you. I mean, you know, it's the holiday weeks right now, so I'd imagine that it's probably not 90 degrees. Have you seen many crowds going into Carousel of Progress?
Actually, I have here. If you look right there, you see a steady crowd going in. For each show I've seen, there's I would say 30 to 50 people going in every single show,
Look at that.
which is really, really nice. And it's only 80 degrees here today instead of the usual 95. So it's very, very nice. There's no humidity, but like, yeah, people are going on it right now. They're checking it out, which I love. There's even a line for the People Mover. So it's just,
There's always a line
it's a
for
busy
people
day
moving
here,
around.
but everyone is all about that because there's a great big beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day. And this is how you end your day with Carousel of Progress.
Now tell me this, would you update the final scene? Would that be something you'd be into?
Absolutely, because this is a Carousel of Progress. I think they need to adapt and overcome. Like, you can still keep the same lines for the most part, but change the decor, change some other stuff. Walt knew what was going on because this attraction is over 50 years old, and it's doing stuff, as Tyler said, what they're doing now. So I think update it a little bit, add some virtual reality. I don't know, make them in space or something. I don't know. The one thing that's weird is that it's during Christmas time, which I get. Like, if they do that, it's July. No, it's Christmas at the Carousel of Progress. So I don't
there's
really
also that 4th of
but-
July scene that they have.
Aren't they all
a little
together?
further back?
They're all during holidays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, well, no, like the 4th of July one, it makes sense. But, like, I don't know, Christmas is just iconic for, like, certain time of year. I don't know.
But it's like going throughout the year, and it has to end on Christmas.
Progressing a calendar.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Because the Halloween one is right before it.
He's so
I
brilliant.
need to go on it.
We just blew his mind, you guys.
You should go write it right now. Yeah.
All right, let's go. Kino Report live on Carousel of Progress.
There's nothing like it from that World's Fair. You bet. Well, very good. So would you guys be opposed to seeing that last scene updated?
I would say, like, update it maybe to do something even more futuristic for us, being like, oh my gosh, that can't happen. So then maybe 10 years down the road, we'll be like, oh, it did happen.
It did happen. Well, so-
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it being updated.
No.
I think there always needs to be some version of Carousel of Progress in Magic Kingdom. That's my bottom line. What they do with that, as long as they don't make it like a big projection show or something, then I don't care. I want it to be the same idea that they started with if they can come up with brand new technology for the animatronics or anything like that, then that's what I want. It sounds great to me. So.
Yeah, no, I totally see an update for it also generating new interest from people that may have moved on and said, it's not for me, always go once, but maybe not every time, and definitely get people to head on back over. So I would say, from my perspective, it's a definite do it from my perspective. So, the do it's habit this time, Katrina. I apologize.
It's okay.
Always got to be that holdout.
Just whoever rides it, please sit down. Don't leave.
Yeah, just sit,
I just can't.
please.
Standing ruins everything. Also, move to
Please
the end of the
don't.
row.
Yeah.
Please be a good guest.
Yeah.
Move to the end of
There's
the
like
row.
literally no one in there, and it's just that one person that just stands up and gets outside and keeps me in there for like 3 cycles. I'm like, you gotta be kidding
I can
me.
see why it turns you off so much. Like I get it. Like that would drive me crazy too.
I know, and that's just me again. Like every time it happens with us, every single time.
It's a must do.
It's kind of fun in a way because the cast member keeps getting on the microphone and they're like progressively getting more angry. You need to remain seated.
Just like the train. Gosh, that was
Oh,
bad too.
Boy, that was a whole nother story.
Oh, I know.
Same thing happened on the
Another
train.
time, yeah.
All right. Well, Gared, one last time, your final thought on Carousel of Progress. I mean, sounds like the do it's habit, but when it comes to Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress, your final words.
Well, as you can see, all these lovely people are in the same mindset as me, and they are doing it. Oh yeah, you guys go on Carousel? Yeah, go on Carousel.
Look at his hair.
I'm gonna hang out with them. They're more fun than Katrina.
Oh!
Come to Disney World, sir. I'm gonna
All right,
get up
well,
and
no,
keep pushing the door open.
You know
Gonna
what?
be stuck on there.
Go right ahead. I will sing into your ear and serenade you, and Tyler will join in too.
I will. We'll do a duet together.
I've never heard of so
Oh.
many terrible threats.
Let's do this.
All in
Okay.
one show, my God. Well, Gared, thank you for joining us, and it looks like the do it's habit when it comes to Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.